Happy Thursday, everyone. We're gonna watch that rock here in just a couple of minutes. Today, the plan is all of intermediate exercises, a low number of reps so we get through all of it. So lots of movement, not a lot of staying in a position for like super long, but gonna do all of our intermediate exercises, which we did a couple of weeks ago. So we'll be revisiting that. And hi mom. And my advice is start where you are and do what you can. I'll give some modifications so that if you feel like you're not quite there yet at home, you can kind of come back and do the same exercise but just a different variation. And then we'll go from there. We'll get through everything. Yay!
Yay!
But we were just talking and it's like maybe like the 7th week or 8th week. We don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea.
But that means that a lot of you, I'm new at this. Amazing. That's great. Thanks for joining us. You'll be great. You're going to do what you can do, Greg, and then anything that you feel like you need to pull back on or take a modification for, or just like stop and watch and watch Bianca do it and then do the next time, you'll do it the next time. It's totally fine. Everyone can do it where we are, and there's no shame in starting somewhere, having to modify. I always say don't be a martyr. The more important thing is doing it and getting the work done. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like today's the day. That's the thing. Today is the day to try. Okay. I don't have anything like amazing to say today.
No, we're both all in black.
We're both wearing all black.
That's fun.
Yeah, let's get started.
Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna get started. So, lay down. I will say my voice suddenly is like doing something funky, so if it starts to go, bear with me. We'll get started laying down flat on your back, on a mat or on a comfortable surface. I recommend being definitely on something that is going to give your back some cushion and support. Arms long by your sides, feet flat on the mat, your knees are bent. Nope, feet flat on the mat, your knees are bent. Bianca, listen.
Blame it on the full moon.
Yeah, right. And then just start to take a couple deep breaths here. Breathe into your belly and exhale all the air out, just relax. 3 more nice big deep inhales, filling the belly up with air like it's a balloon, and then exhale, think about nothing, just let those muscles relax. 2 more breaths like that. Inhale, fill the belly up, and exhale. 1 more, inhale, fill the belly up, and exhale. Now we're gonna add on. On your inhale, you're gonna imprint your low spine onto the mat, tucking your pelvis just slightly. On your exhale today, come back to neutral pelvis. So neutral pelvis, you're gonna keep going just like that. I'm gonna talk about neutral pelvis for a moment. Neutral pelvis is when your spine is in the shape where there is a natural curvature of your back happening here right above your booty and right below your rib cage. So you should feel a nice natural curve there, and you have about the space of a big blueberry being underneath your back. That's gonna engage all of our low abdominals, which is what we want. So in a lot of exercises in the past, maybe you've been taught to tuck and keep that imprint on the mat. Today, most of our work is going to be a neutral pelvis. So you're always thinking about that blueberry behind your low back. 1 more just like this with the breath imprinting and then releasing. Stay in neutral pelvis so you're released. There's enough space for a blueberry behind your low back. Float your arms up to the ceiling. Bring 1 leg up to tabletop. Bring the other leg up to meet it. Squeeze those legs together. We're going to start with arms today. So inhale the arms back to the ears. Exhale, imagine you're pressing through honey to bring the arms back in line with the shoulders. Inhale, float the arms back. Exhale, press the arms forward. Keep going and start to feel a connection in your rib cage. So I like to think that there's a little magnet right in the middle of my 2 ribs, and they sort of just melt together in the front, but my shoulders stay open. This is gathering though towards the middle to get a nice like contracted muscle here so that the abdominals feel tight and engaged the whole time, and we're not splaying the ribs forward and back as we move those shoulders. Good. 1 more time, arms go back, exhale, the arms stay there, and then start to float 1 leg down to the mat. So 1 leg comes down, tap the toe, lift it back up, and the other leg goes down and you lift it back up. We're in our marching here. 1 leg lowers and lifts, the other leg lowers and lifts. Tap the toes, bring them right back up. When they're up in the middle together, squeeze those inner thighs together, hugging the midline. And then now, once you're in your marching, and just to note, the knee stays bent in this marching the whole time, I want you to add your floating back of the arms. So you float the arms back for 2, float them forward for 2. Go 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Okay, now speed up the legs though. So let's let the legs go at a different speed than the arms. Yeah. So you're gonna march with both legs while the arms go back, and march with both legs as the arms come forward. Does that make sense? Yes. So the legs go fast, the arms go slow. Yeah, so a little mind-body connection, getting the mind thinking, telling the body what to do, connecting to each other. That's what Pilates is all about. One more breath here. Exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Good. Bring your feet down on the mat, bring your arms long by your side. We're gonna set up for our 100 here. So once you're here, I want you to first, we're just gonna find our Pilates curl since we definitely have a newbie today. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Look at your belly button. Keep your feet down and reach your fingertips towards your toes. Your shoulder blades are down on the mat though, so you just have a small curve in your upper body and then roll the upper body back down. So the limit of that range of motion is up to where I feel my shoulder blades pressing down into the mat, but everything is lifting up and over the rib cage. Curl up into your Pilates curl, reach those hands towards your heels. Hold here for 3, hold here for 2, hold here for 1, and lower all the way down. One more just like this. This is your Pilates curl, so anytime I say Pilates curl, come into this position. Hold here for 3, hold here for 2, hold here for 1, lower all the way down. Now we're gonna add on. Hug your knees into your chest. Your arms are gonna hover right up off the mat about 2 or 3 inches by your hips. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Start pumping your arms up and down. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms are going up and down all the way from the shoulders to the tips of the finger blade, like 2x4s on the side of your body. And this is our bent leg modification. If you've got it in you today, send your legs out super long on a high 45. Keep pumping those arms. Keep going. Exhale. You're breathing in for 5. You're exhaling for 5. You should still have enough space behind your low back for your blueberry. So don't lose your neutral pelvis here. And think about using these abdominals at the breastbone to lift up and over to hold your head, neck, and shoulders up. So we're not clenching in the neck and shoulders. It's all happening in the abs. You have 2 more breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last breath. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Hug your knees into your chest. Lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. Take a breath. Good. Send your legs long on the mat. We go into our roll-up. We're gonna do 5 roll-ups total today. Legs are long, feet are flexed, legs are hugging together, arms straight up to the ceiling. If you feel like your roll-up isn't happening today from this position, a good place to come to as a modification, quickly, I'll just show. We're gonna be sitting up here, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Hands can come behind your thighs, and you're literally just gonna roll down halfway and curl back up. Trying to think about getting the low part of the waistband of your pants on the ground and roll back up. That's your modification if you're feeling like you can't do the full roll up. Totally fine. Heels press into the mat, squeeze your legs together, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up and roll all the way up to sit. Dive forward, reach over your toes, find a capital C shape with your body, tuck your pelvis, pull your belly button in, and melt your spine down to the mat with control, 1 bone at a time. Every single vertebra touches with articulation. Curl up, roll up, reach forward. C shape, exhale, roll down, slowly with control. Good, 3 more. Peel up off the mat like a fruit by the foot. And then roll back down, putting the candy back on the paper. Good, last 2, roll up. Inhale on the roll up. Exhale as you control back down. Take that whole breath to roll down, so make it a long breath. Just 1 more. Inhale, roll all the way up. Keep squeezing those legs together in the middle. Keep pressing the heels down. And then exhale and roll all the way back down. Good. And once you're down, put your hands flat on the mat beside you. Take your right leg into your chest. Keep your left foot flexed. And imagine that your right leg is right next to it. So that left leg stays active as if it's hugging the right leg even though it's not there. Send the right leg up to the ceiling. Turn the leg out slightly from the hip. Hands are flat on the mat. You're pressing into the mat. The back of the body is working here. And then you're gonna start your single leg circles. So you go across your body, down and around to the middle, and then straight back up in a straight line. A half circle, and then you lift. 2 more times. Half circle, and lift. Inhale to circle. Exhale to lift 1 more time. Inhale, circle. Exhale to lift. We reverse. You go straight down, across, and up. Inhale and exhale up. Use that inner thigh to cross the body as far as you can without rocking your hips. That's where Watch That Rock comes from. No rocking in those hips. 1 more. Inhale down, exhale across and up, bend the knee in. Send the leg long, we start the other side. Left leg comes into the chest, let's get you moving. Leg goes straight up to the ceiling, hug the floor with the back body, turn the leg out just slightly, come towards me, Bianca, across the body, down, around, straight up for 4. So in Pilates, a lot of the times, most of the time in almost every exercise, one thing is moving, everything else is staying still. That's where we get watch that rock from. And then reverse direction, straight down, across, and up. So you're using the abdominals and the shoulder girdle to control any movement in the upper body. 2 more times. 1 more. Good. Bend the knee into the chest. Send the leg long, arms come straight up to the ceiling, flex those heels, squeeze the legs together, roll up for a transition. So the same roll up exercise we did. Good, come up, sit super tall, and then scoot your butt forward towards your heels at the front of the mat to set up for rolling like a ball. So rolling like a ball, heels together, toes apart. Bianca's doing it for you. Wrap your hands around your legs, hold on to the front of the shins, all 10 fingers face each other, and then lift your heels up off the mat, tuck your pelvis, and be half an inch behind your sits bones in a big capital C shape. You're gonna roll back just to the tips of your shoulder blades. That's where you stop your Pilates curl spot. So inhale, roll back, and then exhale, press your hands into your shins into your hands, roll back up, stop at the top for a brief second, roll back, come back up. Good, inhale to rock back, exhale to roll up. I always say your brakes are your abs and your gas is your abs. You're pulling those heels towards your butt. A lot of tension happening in the body between the hands and the shins and the abdominals. That's where you're getting this ability to move from, going deep into that core. 1 more. Come up and hold. Hold for 5 and 4 and 3. You're still behind your sits bones. And 1, rock forward, let everything come down. Good. Scoot your butt back, make your legs long. Arms long in front of your shoulders. Flex your heels, squeeze your legs together, and then roll down, bone by bone. If you're not doing a roll down today, simply get yourself down to the mat safely. Good, 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 good. Lower your hands down. Now for our ab series, your modification is to keep your head down the whole time. If you can't feel like you're like in that Pilates curl and you're like, my neck, it's a lot. Let's get those abs on fire first, and then later in additional weeks, we'll add the head, neck, and shoulders up. Bend your knees into the chest. Either curl your head, neck, and shoulders up or leave the head, neck, and shoulders down. Both hands are gonna come to your right knee. Right hand goes down to your right ankle, left hand stays on that knee, send your left leg long. And then pull that right knee into the chest and switch sides. Pull and pull. So one leg's pulling in, the other leg is lengthening out long. They're going in opposite directions. You have 3 and 3, 2 and 2. 1 and 1, we go right into our double leg stretch. Both knees come in, arms go back by the ears long, legs go long, hug your knees in, make a big circle with your arms, bend the knees. Inhale, everything goes away from each other. Exhale, everything comes in towards each other. 3 more, inhale, lengthen, exhale, hug. You go long, fingertips from toes, come back in. 2 more, out. Hug in. Final 1, out, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, come back in, lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. Take a breath. Breathe, rock your hips side to side if you feel those hips are getting kind of clinchy, or your neck side to side, or both. Good. And then we get ready for our scissors. We're gonna do scissors and lower lift back to back. Hug your knees into your chest, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up, lift both legs straight up to the ceiling together. Your hands come behind your thigh, or your calf, or your ankle on one side, whatever you can reach to. It's no shame to just be behind that thigh. Lower the opposite leg down halfway, and pulse the leg into your face twice that's closest to your face. So pull, pull with your arms, and switch legs. Pull, pull, and switch, pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and switch, pull, pull, and switch. On that pull, pull, feel a little pulse, pulse from the low abs. So engage, engage, pull, pull. That's what's bringing it in. 1 more time each side. Pull, pull, stop with both legs up to the ceiling. Hands come either behind the head or as a modification for low back pain, behind the butt. Lower both legs down halfway. Lift them up all the way, but keep your booty down. So we're not lifting those hips up to the ceiling. We come to neutral spine. Lower the legs down. Exhale, lift. Just 2 more. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. You're fighting for it. Your head can be down on this. Don't forget. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Bend your knees in. Lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. Take a breath. We're almost done with our ab series, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it on a Thursday night. Woo! Just getting after it here. Good. Yeah, how are you feeling? Great. I wish we knew how they were feeling. I hope you're feeling great. Don't stop and tell me. Tell me afterwards. Bring your hands behind your head. Hug your knees into your chest, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Send one leg long and twist your torso towards the knee that is still bending in towards your face and switch sides. And switch, and switch. So instead of trying to get your elbow to your knee like a traditional bicycle, you're trying to get your armpit to your knee, which is going to encourage more twist in the torso, focusing on rotation for this exercise. One more on each side. Come back to center. Lower everything down. Take a breath. Good. Feet flat on the mat. And then just windshield wiper your knees side to side. That feels really nice. Good. Bring the knees to center, and then to come up to sit, just put your hands behind your thighs and use some momentum to rock yourself up to sit. Good. And then we set up for our spine stretch forward. So scoot your booty back, legs are long on the mat, and they're mat distance apart, and your hands come out right in front of your shoulders. Sit up super, super tall. I want you to fill your low back with your low abs by pulling those low abs into the low spine. Like imagine filling it up behind you. And then lift your spine out of your hips a little bit more and reach forward up and over your rib cage like you're doing a candy cane shape. Good. And then rebuild your spine up to an imaginary wall behind you. Inhale, lift the spine from the hips. Press your arms down into an imaginary tabletop, reach forward, and then exhale, roll back up. So you're imagining that you're doing a Pilates curl off a fake wall behind you 2 more times. Lift and lengthen up and over those ribs. Rebuild the spine up, bone by bone, shoulders stay away from your ears. 1 more time. Lift the spine, reach forward. Rebuild the spine, sit as tall as you've been all day. Good. And then we go into our open leg rocker. So Bianca, start with bent knees, and then we'll do like 3 reps with bent knees, and then we'll go into straight legs. So bent knees is gonna be our modification today. If you're starting out, this is a great place to be. You also can take the rock out of this exercise, and you can just literally hover and hold here like Bianca is. That's an awesome place to start and get that core turned on. But you have to have a tuck in your pelvis and be hanging off your legs a little bit so those abs are engaged. Now, come into this shape, everyone. Both legs up in tabletop, hands behind the thighs, rounded spine, and then roll back to your tips of your shoulder blades like we did in rolling like a ball, and then come back up and hover right at the top. Good. And you can get a little lift in the spine at the top, but then round the spine again and rock back. Tips of the shoulder blades. Exhale, come back up and lift at the top. 1 more time. Round back, rock back. Exhale, come up and lift and hold. If you have it available to you, you straighten your legs, you reach your hands towards your ankles, and you try it here. You gotta put a lot of pressure between your hands and your legs. So legs are pressing into hands are pressing into legs. Round your spine, roll back to the tips of the shoulder blades, press into those shins, come up and hover. Just 2 more. Inhale, rock back. If you're not here, you're doing what we were just doing, or you're holding that position, that boat position. Good. Do you have 1 more, or is that it? One more.
One more.
One more. Good. And come up and hold. Beautiful. Lower your legs down. Take a breath. Go ahead and lay down however you want to get there. And we're going to do a little corkscrew. So arms go long by your sides, pressing your arms into the mat. The arms are so essential in corkscrew because what's going to happen here is we allow movement in the hips, but we don't allow movement in the ribs. So that upper body, that shoulder girdle, and those arms are going to become really important. Again, you may move your hips, you may not move your rib cage. Legs go straight up to the ceiling, and you're gonna Pilates stance your feet, heels together, toes apart. And then just start with a little tick-tock, so the legs rock to one side, you keep the rib cage down on the opposite side, and then you bring the legs across to the other side, just like a pendulum on a clock, side to side, using that core to control that movement. Now we're gonna add on, come towards me, Bianca, lower the legs down and around in a circle to the other side, all the way, and then back to center. Down and around the opposite direction, a big circle towards the ground, back to center. Back and forth, 2 more times. That's it. Inhale to go down and around, exhale to go around and up. Inhale, down and around, exhale, come up. You have 1 more, beautiful B. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time, inhale, let those hips go, keep that rib cage stable, and stop. Bend your knees into your chest. Rock your hips side to side. If you felt like that got into your neck a lot, rock your neck side to side. Good, and then place your hands behind your thighs, rock up to seated, and we're gonna go for our saw. So send your butt back, legs are long. You come right back into that spine stretch forward position. Legs are open to the corners of the mat. Arms are a little bit wider, but in your periphery. And you're gonna sit up super, super tall. Same thing we did at the beginning of spine stretch forward. Twist your torso towards one side, all the way. And then dive your pinky finger forward to saw off your pinky toe. Flip your back palm and look at it. And then rebuild the spine up bone by bone, still facing the wall that you're facing. Twist to the other side all the way. Dive forward, saw off. And then come back up to center and twist. And let's go slowly today here, really just focusing on the precision of this movement. So a lot of times we're doing Pilates, it's great, we're like, I got this, I'm strong, but we're not really doing it like we mean it. So every single movement has an intention here, has a how high can I get, how long can I get, how much can I shoulders be down, how much more can I lengthen, how much more can I stretch, how much more can I, all the questions, how much more can I engage in the core. And we're just going to focus on that nice super precision in the slow movement of this. You have one more time to the opposite side. Make yourself even, and then you're going to come back to center and we move ahead. Good. Zip those legs together, arms long in front of you. Roll down to the mat, bone by bone. Once you're all the way down, flip on over to your belly. Good. You're gonna lie down flat on your belly, forehead flat on the mat, hands right underneath your shoulders, and we're gonna do a little swan here. So for swan, feel your pubic bone and your hip bones pressing down into the mat and lift your belly button up and away from the ground. And then use your hands for a little bit of support for the first two. Lift your head, neck, and chest up off the mat. Try to keep your chin down, your gaze on the mat, so you're not craning your head up to the ceiling. You're focusing on a long line in the back of the body, and then lengthen your spine towards the wall in front of you to come back down. Put your forehead on the mat further than you had it before. Press slightly into your hands, lift the head, neck, and chest up while you lengthen. Belly is lifting, and then you're gonna lower all the way down. Now lift your hands up off the mat, take that support away, and use your back muscles to lift the spine up, keeping those abs engaged. Your glutes should be relaxed. If you're clenching your butt, let it go. Lower all the way down. It should all be in the core and the back, not in your booty. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders up without those hands, and then lower all the way down. Prop yourself up on your forearms, make two fists, then bring your knuckles together like you're wearing rings and they're touching. Zip your legs together behind you. We're gonna go right into our single leg kick. That same activation of the pubic bone and hip bones pressing into the mat still applies, and that belly is still lifting. Press your arms into the mat and have a nice super tall proud chest. Bend one knee, kick your heel to the butt twice. Kick, kick, and switch legs. Kick, kick, and switch. Kick, kick, and switch. Keep going just like this. You can make this movement slower. You can have a flexed heel. You can have a pointed heel. But most importantly, there's as little rocking forward and back in the body as possible. That is the challenge. You're controlling that with the abs and the arms. And then lower the leg down, make yourself even, and stop. Lower your head onto the mat on one cheek. Bring both hands behind the back. You're gonna start them on the low back and then slide them up as high as you can go so you get a stretch in the front of the shoulders. Zip your legs together behind you. Engage your abdominals, lift them up like you're lifting them up off of the fire coming up out of the ground. Pubic bone and hip bones are pressing down. Both legs squeeze together. Both heels kick your butt 3 times. Kick, kick, kick. Put your feet down, lift your chest up, lengthen your arms over your butt. That's your swan that we just did. Lower your head down on the opposite cheek, bring the arms in. You kick, kick, kick. Feet go down, chest lifts, arms lengthen, lower, switch sides, and kick, kick, kick. Again, keep going just like this. Again, you're trying to eliminate enough all that rocking forward and back by using those abs. There's gonna be rocking, it's gonna happen. But we're watching that rock. Good. One more time in each direction. Kick, kick, kick. Feet down, swan up, and kick, kick, kick. Feet down, swan up, and switch sides. Good. Now you're gonna need some space for your arms. Arms go forward, legs are long behind you. That's it, you can put your hands under there. Good. Lift your feet up and lift your chest up. Lift your arms up with your head. Good, and start to flutter your arms and feet. You have 10, 9. You can go as fast with your arms and feet as you keep your torso still. That's your challenge. Arms and feet go, torso does not rock back and forth, up and down. 2 and 1. Stop. Lift everything up to the ceiling higher. Hold it for 5. Higher. 4. Engaging that whole back of the body. 2 and 1. Lower the arms and the feet down. Sit back into child's pose. Take 3 breaths in child's pose. Good. Inhale and exhale. Filling the base of the body up with air. Imagine your booty expanding. Exhaling all the air out. Inhale it all the way in. Exhale, get all that old stale air out. One more time. Filling the air new into the lungs. And then exhale, roll all the way up to sit. Beautiful. Good. Now, the next 3 exercises are pretty intermediate. Give a part of them a try. Protect your neck on jackknife is going to be my main thing, but I'll say it again. All right, so turn onto your back. And then bring your hands behind the base of the head, sitting up nice and tall. And your legs are gonna be about a foot's distance apart from each other, inner hip distance. So they're not super close and they're not outside your hips. And then sit nice and tall. Tuck your pelvis, look at your belly button, and take your time rolling down to the mat, pressing your heels into the mat the whole way, so you slowly and with control come all the way down. Now, you may have noticed that's a little bit harder than your regular roll-up because we've added these arms and we've taken the feet, we've separated them. All of that connectedness and the arms forward leading you is really helpful in the roll-up. If you're feeling like this is too challenging, go back to the roll-up. So you go there, or you go to your half roll-up, whatever you did on that exercise. Now, press your heels down, tuck your chin to your chest, and take your time peeling up, trying to keep your elbows wide as you come up. Good. Bring your forehead to your knees, round your spine forward, drop your elbows so you get a stretch in the neck, rebuild the spine up to the ceiling, lift your neck out of the spine, tuck your pelvis, look at your belly button, take your time rolling down. That's it. Great, Bianca. Good. She's got that shake happening. It's awesome. And then tuck your chin into your chest, roll back up. We just have 2 more of these, which feels like a lot. Neck pulls really hard. Forehead to knee, elbows hug. You get a stretch in the neck. Rebuild the spine up. Sit super, super tall. Think about lifting the spine up off of your hips. Tuck your pelvis. Look at your belly button. Roll down. The art of control. That's it. One more time. Inhale, on the exhale, pull the belly in. That's what causes you to peel up. Dive your forehead to your knees. Drop your elbows in. Good. Rebuild the spine. Sit up very tall. Lift out of the hips. Now this time, hinge back with a straight back as far as you can go. When you can't go anymore, you tuck your pelvis. You round your spine. You control down. Good. That's our neck pull. Now we go in for our jackknife. Let's start just with like plow position. So, yeah, that looks good. So first we go into a plow, and if you feel like you can get into plow, but that's all you can do, then that's fine. If you feel like you can't even get into plow, what I want you to do is put your feet flat on the mat, arms long by your side, and just start a little like peeling up of the hips into a shoulder bridge and rolling back down. This is your modification. Peel up into a shoulder bridge and lower back down. You're just gonna keep going like that while we do 3 jackknives together if you feel like you wanna go for a jackknife. Hug your knees into your chest. Send your legs out to a high 45, and then you're gonna go into a yoga plow position. Lift your legs up over your head. Good. And then roll down, Bianca. Just keep your feet as low as possible the whole way you come down. When your butt touches, bend your knees. You're gonna have to scoot forward even more. Yeah, so you need some space because now you got your plow. We're gonna add on to that plow. So we're gonna add on coming up into a jackknife position, which jackknife would be toes straight up to the ceiling, booty up in the air, like a plumb line to the sky. So send your legs to a 45. Use a little bit of momentum to get back into your plow. Now the toes are gonna come straight up to the ceiling. Press your arms into the mat. You need that, you need that, you need that. Nice, beautiful, Bianca. Now melt your spine down while your toes are reaching up to the ceiling the whole time. So the toes go up, the spine rolls down. When the butt touches, you bend your knees and you find as much control on the way down as possible. Send the legs to a high 45. Bring the legs over to your plow. Toes go up to the ceiling. Keep your toes high. Start to melt your spine down. Press this wrist into the mat. Yes. Hands, arms, press, press, press. Bend your knees when your butt touches. One more time. Legs go to 45. Legs come up over into plow. Toes go high. Keep that booty engaged. And then melt your spine down. That back of the body is working a lot. As you slowly find as much control as you can, when your butt touches, bend your knees. Rock your hips side to side. Rock your neck side to side. Good. Scoot back on the mat, Bianca. Now everyone's doing shoulder bridge. If you were already doing shoulder bridge, you just keep doing shoulder bridge. We're working on the back of the body there. No shame in that game. Arms on by your side, heels or whole foot flat on the mat. Heels close to your butt, legs inner hip distance. Yeah, there you go. And then tuck your pelvis, peel your spine up to the ceiling, lifting your hips, and then melt your spine down. We're gonna add on to the next one. Peel your hips up, lift your hips high, leave your hips high. Bend your right knee into the chest. Send the right leg straight up to the ceiling. Flex your heel, lower it down. Point the toe there, kick up. Flex lower, point, kick. Good, 3 more. Use that kick like you mean it. It should have some intention behind it. 1 more. kick, bend your knee, place the foot down, melt the spine down, bone by bone. And then as soon as your butt touches, peel right back up. Left leg bends into your chest, then go straight up to the ceiling. Flex the heel, lower it halfway down, knee to knee, point, kick, lift. Use the abs to lift. 3 more, up. 1 more, exhale, lift. Final one, or did I say, sorry, 2 more. Bend your knees, place the foot down, melt your spine down, bone by bone. Sorry, I lost count. That happens, Pilates instructors.
Yeah.
Wait till I make you do it. 200. Just kidding. Okay, now just give me 3 lifts and lowers of those hips. So peel the spine up and melt the spine down. 2 more. A little more articulation on the way down, Bianca. So melt the middle of the back first. Yeah. 1 more time. Peel up. All the articulation on the way down. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Good. Place your hands behind your thighs, come up to sit, and then we're gonna roll onto our sides, and we're gonna set up for side kick series. So stack yourself in one long line on the mat. Your back should be towards the back edge of the mat, and your feet are long in front of you, and then they come forward slightly towards the front edge of the mat for a kickstand shape. Bottom hand is underneath your head, propping it up. Top hand is right in front of your abdominals, pressing into the mat, and you're thinking of pulling the abdominals away from that arm. Flex both heels. This is great for everyone. We're focusing on hip stability here and strengthening the glutes and the hips so that when we're walking through life and doing anything that requires movement, we have nice, good hip stability and we're not having loosey-goosey anything. It's functional movement, you guys. Lift that top leg up to hip height. We have 3 forward and back. So you sweep the leg forward, you pulse, pulse. You point the leg, sweep it back behind you. Flex to kick, point to sweep. 1 more. Flex to kick, point to sweep. Bring that top leg onto the bottom leg. Keep that heel flexed. 3 up and down. So flex the heel, lower the leg down, point the toe at the bottom, lift the leg up. Flex to lower, point to lift. Just to hip height today. Flex lower, point, lift. Leave that leg there. Leave the toe pointed. Give me 3 circles in one direction. Flex the heel, reverse directions. 3 and 2 and 1. Lower that leg down. Bend the top knee and place the top foot on the mat in front of your belly. Lift the bottom leg up. Give me 3 pulses up to the ceiling with that inner thigh. 3 and 2 and 1. Heel flex, 3 circles. 3 and 2 and 1. Point the toe and 3 and 2 and 1. Lower that leg down. Restack the top leg onto the bottom leg. Flex both heels. Lift both legs up together. Beat the inner thighs. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, keep pulling that belly in. 3 and 2 and 1. Lower both legs down. We go for our bicycle. Keep that top leg flexed. Lift the top leg up to hip height. Bend the knee into the chest. Straighten the leg long in front of you. Sweep the leg back. Heel to butt. Leg goes long in front of you. Straight leg sweeps back. Heel to butt. 1 more time in this direction. Straight leg back. Heel to butt. Reverse. Come back towards me. Sweep the straight leg forward. Knee to chest. Back towards me. Straight leg forward. Knee to chest. 1 more time. Straight leg forward. Knee to chest. Send that top leg along. Flex both heels. Lower that top leg down. Flex both heels. Lift the top leg up to hip height. And then you're gonna rotate the toes up to the ceiling from the inner thigh and rotate the toes parallel to the ground. You come to external rotation, internal rotation. 2 more times. External and internal. Final one. External and internal. Lower that leg down. Roll onto your back. And we have a figure 4 stretch. Zoomed right through those. That was great. Okay, so awesome. On this side. On the next side, I want you to challenge yourself to be even more still in the hips and the shoulders than you were on this side. So the idea is that when I'm doing all of this work forward, back, I'm not rocking my shoulder forward and back. This shoulder and hip stay totally 100% still, and the leg moves. It's the idea of watch that rock. It's the idea of one thing is moving while everything else is staying contained. Good, let's do the other side. So you're gonna restack yourself on the opposite side. Hand under the head, hand in front of your body, pulling the abdominals away from your arm. Both feet are forward slightly in a kickstand shape. Your shoulders and your hips should be totally in line with one another. Bianca, bring this hip forward a little bit more. There you go. And then flex both feet at the front. Lift the top leg up. We have forward and back 3 times. Kick, kick, point, sweep, back. Kick, kick, point, sweep, back. You kick front, kick, kick. 1 time back. Bring the leg on top of the other leg, lower it down, flex the heel, lift it up to hip height, point at the top, lower it down. Flex to lift, point to lower. One more time, flex, lift, point lower, reverse, point, lift, flex, lower. The whole time you're doing this, imagine this top leg is longer than the bottom leg. One more time, lower that leg down, lift the leg up, keep it flexed, give me 3 circles in one direction. So your circle is only as big as you can go without moving your body. Point the toe and reverse. That's how you determine your range of motion in a lot of Pilates exercises. Lower the leg down, bend the top knee, place the foot flat on the floor in front of you. Or if that doesn't work for you, you can put your knee down flat too. Lift that inner thigh up, 3 pulses up with the inner thigh. 3 and 2 and 1. 3 circles with a flexed heel. 3 and 2 and 1. Point the toe, reverse for 3 and 2 and 1. Lower that leg down. Restack the top leg onto the bottom leg. Pilates stance the feet. Lift both legs up into the air. Pull that belly in. Keep those shoulders and hips stacked. And you have 8 beats. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower both legs down. Lift the top leg up and we start our bicycle. So flexed foot, knee to chest, straight leg forward, straight leg sweeps back, heel to butt. 2 more times in this direction, really negotiating those hips. So these hips really want to move in our bicycle. Keep those hips still by negotiating it with your abdominals. Good, and remember reverse directions. Back, forward, sweep, back first, sweep forward, knee to chest, heel to butt. That's it. One more time. Good. And then lengthen that leg long, put it on top of the other leg, flex both feet, think the top leg longer than the bottom leg, lift it up into the air, externally rotate, internally rotate. It's happening from the hip, so the whole leg is one piece of body. It's not like femur, shin, foot. It's all one thing. One more time. External, internal, lower the leg down, roll onto your back, take a figure 4. On the other side. So the figure 4 is one leg over the other. You can either have that opposite leg down on the mat, the foot flat on the mat, or you can pull it into your chest like Bianca's doing. If you rock away from the crossed leg, whichever direction that crossed leg is, you go where the foot is going, you get a deeper stretch in that glute. Good, and then uncross the legs. We set up for our teaser. So let's do teaser first from sitting. Place your hands behind your thighs and rock up to a seated position. Feet flat on the mat, arms long in front of you. You're sitting up on top of your sits bones. We're gonna get into our teaser from here and then we'll do our next one laying down. So from here, take one leg and bring it up into tabletop with a tucked pelvis. Take the other leg, bring it up into tabletop. Good, and you hold here. You can have your hands behind your thighs like this, or you can even reach towards your toes once you're here balancing. And you just hold, and you're making sure that you're not propping yourself on your sits bones. You are tucked so that abdominals are working. And then take one more nice big deep breath. On your next exhale, bring your feet down to the mat and rock forward out of your teaser. Good. So that's one place you can stay if you feel like that's good for you today. Let's go to our next teaser 1 coming from the ground. Lie down flat on the mat or stay here if that's your variation today. Totally good. Arms straight up to the ceiling. Knees come into the chest. Send both legs out to a high 45. With your legs in the air, roll your upper body up to that teaser position, a high V position. You can roll up here and still have those legs in tabletop too, but if you're where you are, if you're here today and you're full teaser 1, stay here. Take 2 more big deep breaths. We're gonna do it on breath today. And exhale. Good, 1 more big deep breath. And exhale. Now melt your spine down, keep your legs totally still. Start with the middle of the rib cage to roll away while you reach your hands towards those feet. When your shoulders come down, bend your knees into your chest. Good, now we do our teaser 2. Legs long on the mat. Again, you take either of the other 2 variations if you feel like that's where you are today. If you want to advance it, we go to teaser 2. Arms go straight up to the ceiling. Zip your legs together. Find a Pilates stance with your feet, good. And then you lift your upper body up and your lower body up at the same time to come into that high V position, reaching for your toes. You take 4 breaths, inhale. Exhale, go deeper into those abs. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen the legs out of the hips even more. Inhale. 1 more big deep inhale and exhale. After that exhale, both parts of your body melt away from each other to go down to the mat, trying to hit your shoulders and your feet at the same time with control. Good. Let's do 1 more. Bianca, can you start with your arms a little bit further back? So like almost towards your ears. Yeah, like on the couch. Apartment living. If you want to advance it a little bit more, we're gonna bring the arms back like right in line with the ears, and that's where we're gonna peel up from. Again, you don't have to do this advancement. You can stay where you are. But if you're here, you're gonna lift your legs and bring your head, neck, and shoulders up at the same time. Try to keep your arms where they are, so don't let them collapse. Lift, that's it. Now reach for your toes. That's it, fight for it. Good, one arm circle. Both arms, sorry. We're gonna start over.
That made me laugh.
We're gonna start over. So it's gonna be both arms together in one arm circle is what I meant.
Got it.
Both arms together in the other arm circle. Yeah.
Sorry, people.
It's okay. Hey, it happens. We're live. Guys, live television. Okay, so arms back further if that's the modification or the variation you're taking. Bring your legs up, bring your upper body up. And we know where we're going. That was like a lot of momentum, but it's okay. Both arms in one direction. This is like her 18th teaser today, you guys. And then the other direction. Good. And then roll down. Good. Beautiful. Roll down, roll down. Take your time. Shoulders and feet touch at the same time. Arms go back. Good. Good, good, good. Amazing. Do we feel the difference? Everybody at home, we have to feel the difference between momentum in something like this and control in something like this, in everything really, but also it's really noticeable, I know, in like a roll up. So just always be kind of like aware of that. Am I using momentum or am I actually using those abs? Beautiful. Place your hands behind your thighs, rock up to a seated position. All right, we are good on time. So let's set up for can.
God, I don't even know what time it is anymore.
I know.
Cable box
I got rid of my cable, you guys. I cut the cord. So I don't have my clock exactly where it used to be anymore.
No idea what time it is.
Okay. So we're gonna set up for can. You're gonna be on your butt, like in your teaser position. So you're kind of like rocked and tucked. And bring both hands behind you. The place I like my hands is here. But you could also be here. I like my elbows down because it's a lot. It's hard. Toes up on your tippy toes. But you still have to actively be lifting your chest. So we're not sinking down into our shoulders, even if our elbows are down, you're pressing up into them. And then you're just gonna start to rock your hips side to side. Hips go, knees go, but abdominals and rib cage do not. And we're gonna go left, right, left. Keep your knees left, kick your legs up to the left. Bring the toes down. We go right, left, right, and kick. Use those abs to lift. Try not to rely on your elbows or your hands. So there should be no weight in your hands. They should all be abdominals. One more time in each direction. Left, and kick. And we go left, and kick. Lower the feet down. Come up to sit. Good. That was fun. All right, let's do seal. So seal is, in my opinion, kind of an advancement or variation of rolling like a ball. We do set up a little bit differently. Your butt's close to the front of the mat, heels together, toes apart. Take your hands in a prayer position, thread them through your knees, wrap your hands around your ankles and hold on to your ankles. So this is like, just to start already, a wrist stretch. Lift your legs up off the mat in that hollowed out, hovering back tucked position. Click your heels together here at the top, click, click. Roll back to the tips of your shoulder blades at the top, click, click. Come back up to the top of your, hovering behind your sits bones, click, click. Tip of the shoulder blades, click, click. So you're going forward and back, adding these little click, clicks. So the control is finding that levity and control of the speed of the body to give yourself time to click. Let's add a click. Click, click, click. Rock back and click, click, click. Come up. Use those abs. Again, not momentum, abdominals. Good. And you find that from that tuck and turning these on. Good. This is your last one. Come up to the top and stop. Lower your feet down. Good. Come up to stand. We go for our serratus push-ups. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Heels together, toes apart, arms straight up to the ceiling. Tuck your chin to your chest. Roll all the way down. Find your hands on your mat. Walk your hands out to a high plank position, and then we're going to move from that too. So if you're in a plank today and you want to stay in your plank today, stay here. If you want to move on to some amazing serratus push-ups, one of my favorite exercises, come with us. Come onto your forearms, so you're in a forearm plank. Good. Heels are together, toes are apart. Your body's in one straight line. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together so that your chest goes towards the ground. And then you're going to press your shoulder blades apart to lift the chest up and away from the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades and lift. Try not to move your hips up and down. You are moving your shoulder blades in and out, really engaging those muscles between your shoulder blades to do this. 2 more serratus push-ups. Squeeze and press. 1 more squeeze and press. And then come out of this however feels good to you. Come onto your knees or come into a down dog, whatever feels good. Good. And then roll up and let's set up for mermaid. So facing the side of the mat, this is good, you're good. Yeah, you're gonna be on one side of your hips. Bianca, since you're on this side, scoot all the way to the left. So if your legs are going left, you wanna be on the left side of your mat. If your legs are going right, you wanna be on the right side of your mat. And you're gonna get a Z sit or like legs on top of the other to the side. I do a full Z sit because I wanna get both of my sits bones down on the mat. And that's what's most important to me. Yeah, I like that better for you. So that you can lift, lift, lift. Arms out to the side in a T position. And then you're gonna reach as far as you can to the right. When you can't go anymore, find your hand on the mat. Bring your elbow down to the mat. Press into the mat. Lift the opposite arm up and over. Find a huge rainbow shape here that you are actively lifting your low ribs into your top ribs. Upper body is super long. You're thinking about fingertips away from hip bone reaching down. And you're closing the rib cage in the front. And you're taking 1 more breath. And on your exhale, press into the mat to lift up and over like a fan back to the center. And then we go 1 more time. Reach, 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 reach. Your hand finds the mat. Your elbow finds the mat. Press into the mat. Reach up and over. Hip bone down, away from your fingertips going that way. A nice arch under your body where this lower body is engaged. Zip those ribs together. That's it. Good. And then on your next exhale, press into the mat and fan back up to center. Good. And then we switch to the other side. For our mermaid. So then, whichever way your feet are going, that's the side of the mat you're on. Sit up nice and super, super tall. Both sits bones down. Reach all the way to the side. Find your hand. Find your elbow. Press and lift up and over. Same thing on this side. Sits bone going down. Good adjustment away from the fingers and then closing the ribs. Good. On your next exhale, press into the mat to lift up and over back to center. And we take 1 more mermaid here. Reach. Find your hand. Find your elbow. Press, lift, and reach. Good. Keep those ribs shut, everyone at home. So we're not going to be like here, collapsed. But I don't want our ribs to be splayed open either. I need us to be in a nice, long, neutral position with the body. Good. And then press into the mat, lift up and over. Come back to center. Carefully come up to stand, and we end with 1 final front support plank. Heels together, toes apart, arms up over your head to start. Make sure those shoulders are drawing down your back. Tuck your chin to your chest. Roll down bone by bone. Find your hands on the mat. Walk your hands out into a high plank for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hands right under your shoulders. Heels are still together, toes are apart. Top of your head sending energy forward. Back of your heels sending energy back. Pelvis tucked, belly engaged, pressing actively into the floor. Hold for 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Your neck is in line with your spine, so no dropping of the neck, no lifting of the head. 1 more breath. Pike your hips up to the ceiling in a down dog. Try to stretch those heels down to the floor. Separate your heels, come into parallel with the feet, and go into a little tread with the heels. Try to keep your hips still for me here. So think of that idea of watch that rocker, like something's moving, something's not. The hips aren't gonna move, the knees and the legs are though, so you get a little more engagement in the back of the legs. And then stop treading the feet, walk your hands back to your feet, fold forward, hang over the front of your body. Relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Take 2 big breaths here, 1 for nothing, just to let everything go. Let all the air out. You're a ragdoll. On your next exhale, tuck your pelvis, pull your belly in. We go back into active place. Roll all the way up to stand, articulating your spine up the wall behind you, imaginary wall. Arms come up to the ceiling. We get a shoulder check, shrug, and relax. Make sure your ribs are shut the way we've been all through class. And then press your hands down away from your ears. Think about growing your spine up to the ceiling taller. And we are all done for the day. Yay! That was amazing. Guys, we did it. That was intermediate, and I thank you all so much for tuning in and doing this at home. We have 2 people. Hi, thank you. If there are any questions, feel free to let us know here right now. Send me a DM. We are gonna be back 10 a.m. March
Saturday.
2nd, Saturday, March 2nd. So not this Saturday, next week Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that day we'll have our next batch of class times for you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye. Woo. That was good.